5:50 left to play in the third period. The New York Giants 2nd and 7 from their 43. Again, Johnson, 45, 50, 45, down to the 40 to the 38-yard line before Charlie Waters made the stop.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video, and welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone's been watching my videos out there. I greatly appreciate it. If you can give this video a thumbs up, and maybe leave a comment below, or share the video, it would mean so much to me. But anyway, thank you so much for just taking time out of your day to check out this video. Thank you. All right, so yesterday I did a video on kind of like what happens to the Giants, what's their record going to be like if all hell breaks loose, right? Like, you know, I mean, if guys are injured and guys stay injured, or, you know, I mean, like Saquon comes back, you know, he runs and plays a couple games, 3, 4, you know, and then he gets injured and he misses half the season. Or Evan Ingram, of course, his calf doesn't heal and he misses half the season. And, you know, or like, if, you know, we got all these weapons, but like if none of the games we can actually have all the weapons on the field at the same time because everybody's hurt at different times, you know. If Daniel Jones struggles, obviously if the offensive line struggles and doesn't hold on, I mean, Daniel Jones is only going to go as far as his offensive line, okay? You know, he's not a magic man, all right? Not happening, all right? If you give him a good, sturdy foundation, okay, which to work with, which, like, you know, offensive line, you know, he can be successful, okay? So he's only going as far as his offensive line. So if the offensive line, yeah, Andrew Thomas, Matt Parrott, you know, Shane Lemieux's injury winds up hurting us, you know. If we have to move Nick Gates over to guard and he doesn't perform well, I mean, you know, it could be a long season. As I said, with the video I did yesterday, if all hell breaks loose, I had the Giants maybe winning 5, maybe 6 games, okay? I said at the end of the video, I said, you know, the only good thing that's coming from that is get a good draft pick next year. But so that's if all hell breaks loose. But what happens, okay? And I said also in yesterday's video, you know, for me to sit here and just go over the whole season and just pick, you know, all 17 games, you know, yep, that's what it's going to, you know, the Giants are going to be 9-8. That's it. There you go. Have a good, thanks for watching the, you have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because by the time the 11, 12, 13 game, the whole offense could be decimated. Therefore, meaning having the video I had yesterday. If all things go bad, what might their record be? Okay, but what if things all go good? Or mostly, I mean, nothing's ever going to go good 100% of the time. But what if most of the things do kind of go good? I mean, if, you know, Kenny Golladay actually had a couple seasons where he played all the games. Evan Ingram actually played all the games a couple of times. You know, Adoree Jackson, what if he stays healthy? What if James Bradbury does as good as he did, you know, last year? You know, what if Leo Lyon has another good year like he did last year? Sir Dexter Lawrence has a wonderful season. You know, Blake Martinez does another, you know, has another phenomenal season. What if, you know, the three-headed between Logan Ryan, Xavier McKinney and Jabrill Peppers. What if those three, the guys, the safeties, what if they all play well and gel together? You know, well, you know, the defense could be really, obviously, without question, a top 10 defense, possibly close to top 5. I mean, if the guys stay healthy and they do well, you know. I mean, Adoree Jackson is huge, you know, huge. I mean, because it's like we had a revolving door at the second cornerback last year. You know, we had Bradbury, and then we had a revolving door. But I mean, if Adoree Jackson, if we have the two good, our good cornerbacks all year long, I mean, that would be huge. We got Darnay Holmes in the slot cornerback. But if Aaron Robinson were to come back, you know, it might take him. He's on the PUP list, so he can come back after the 6th game of the season. All right. It's going to, obviously, if he comes back, if he's healthy and all and everything, get him on the field. It's going to take him a little bit of time to get back in, you know, football shape and all. But I mean, what if he turns out to be decent? You know what I mean? Imagine we had 3 good cornerbacks, and then we got those 3 safeties back there, and then you got Julian Love, right? I mean, Julian Love, they call him duct tape. He can fix anything. He can go anywhere. Anywhere. Right? I mean, a good secondary like that. And then, then we got, what if, our two edge rushers that were injured last year, what if the X-Man and Lorenzo Carter come back and have great years? And Azeez Ojulari, add some depth at the position there, right? And then what if, we can actually get Ellerson Smith on the field and he winds up producing somewhat, right? And what if Patrick Graham can do some scheming, and we were 12th in sacks last year, with no edge rushers. Leo Lyon kind of leading the way with with sacks. What I mean? Now we got some edge rushers in there, right? What if Patrick Graham can scheme some stuff up? We might even get more sacks, right? So I'm saying, what if Saquon comes back and he's healthy and he produces again? What if the offensive line, gets better? They start playing together. Every game goes by, they get maybe a little better, a little better, a little better. Daniel Jones gets a little more proficient. He doesn't have as many turnovers. He gets better as the season goes by because the offensive line. What happens then? Right? What might the Giants' record be? And I'm not going to go. I'm not going to say we got 13-4. We're going to be second seed. We're not going to the Super Bowl, but we're going to the championship. No, I'm not saying that there. no. I'm just trying to be as realistic as I can. Okay. Now the first game of the season. Okay, we're going against the Denver Broncos. Now a lot of people got. I think last time I checked, Denver was still favoring this one. Last time I checked, it was like a point and a half, I think it was. But they're favored. Okay. I said, don't get me wrong. I mean, you want a nice young football team. That's Denver. Teddy Bridgewater, nice quarterback. Okay, without question. I mean, I'd love to have him on my team anytime. Okay. Is he somebody absolutely phenomenal? I mean, it's kind of like Ryan Tannehill. You need to build a nice team around him, and he can maybe take you far, right? Teddy Bridgewater, he's a good game management. He won't turn the ball over a lot. Okay, he's very protective of the ball and all. So I mean, that was a nice pickup for him. Okay, they obviously got Patrick Surtain in the draft. They got Javonte Williams, the running back. Okay, so they got some nice guys. Obviously in the draft, Von Miller's coming back, I mean, obviously, keep reading all these articles. Von Miller's licking his chops, looking at the Giants' offensive line and all that, and that's all great. But, Von Miller's 32, okay? He was out of football last year, all right? He hadn't played in 2 years. And the last time he did play was in 2019. He only had 8 sacks, all right? He's not going to get 15 sacks a season for the rest of his career. All right, somewhere along the line, his production is going to start tailing off a little bit. So, I mean, just because he's Von Miller, I mean, it's just kind of like just because he's Lawrence Taylor, he could be 50 years old doesn't mean he's going to get 20 sacks. Okay, somewhere along the line, age catches up with him. As I said, he didn't play football last year, right? So, I mean. Do I think their guys are going to have a good game against the Giants' offensive line? Oh, yeah. But guess what? The Giants also realize that too, right? And hopefully Jason Garrett's better be drawing up some special plays there, okay? But, I mean, there's also a reason why, the Broncos were 5-11 last year, okay? They only scored 20 points a game. They gave up almost 28 points a game. Pretty pathetic. 7 of the games, they gave up over 30 points. All right, 2 games, they gave up over 40 points. All right, so just because you got Patrick Surtain, and Von Miller's coming back, I mean, okay, it seemed, they gave up 123 more points than they scored. All right, they were 5-11. They beat the Jets. Okay, that was one of their 5 victories. Ooh, I mean, it just seems weird because it's like. What I'm reading is like the Broncos were 5-11. They added some guys, okay? There's no question they added, absolutely. But it just seems like they added some guys. They're going to go from 5-11 to 11-6, maybe 12-5 because they added some guys. Well, the Giants added some guys too, okay? But it seems like the Giants are going to stay stuck at 6-10 or maybe 6-11, maybe 7-10, maybe. Yeah, we added some guys too, okay? It just seems like because the Giants didn't really upgrade their offensive line, they're gonna be stuck. It doesn't matter who else they're adding, they're gonna be stuck because they did not add to their offensive line. Well, in this game here, I'm going to give the nod to the Giants. I'm not going to say it's going to be pretty. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout. Nothing. I'm going to give this one to the Giants, like 28, 23, 26, 21, something close. Broncos are going to score some points. The Giants will win. I got the Giants going 1-0 here. Okay, then. What I'm going to do with the 6 games, okay, we got inside the division, okay. If things go well for the Giants this year, which is what this video is all about, the Giants are going to go 4-2. All right, you gotta prove it to me, okay. Now the Giants are better than the Eagles, okay, but the Eagles have won 21 out of the last 26 meetings with the Giants. Last time the Giants swept the season series from the Eagles was 2007. So I'm not going to come here and say the Giants are going to sweep the Eagles. No way. If you do it, you prove it to these eyeballs right here. I actually see it happen. Then maybe up next year, maybe I'll give the Giants the nod. But hasn't happened since 2007. I'm not going out of the way. They'll be 4-2. Now whether that means they beat the Eagles once, beat the Cowboys once, beat the Washington football team twice, I don't know. But they'll be 4-2 if everything goes well. Okay, same thing when they played the Cowboys. The Cowboys won 12 of the last 16. The last time we swept the Cowboys was in 2016. Okay, it's been a while. All right, same thing here. I mean, you got to prove it. I mean, it doesn't matter if Dak went down last year and we almost lost both games to the Cowboys. Okay, so. And then, of course, against the Washington football team or the Redskins, which have been in the past, we won 22 of the last 30 against the Redskins, Washington football team. Okay, so we've been having their number. Okay, so if everything goes well, I'm going to go 4-2 in the division. Okay, so that puts us right now. That put us at 5-2. Okay, then we play Atlanta. Atlanta was 4-12 last year. Okay. They gave up like 400 yards a game on defense. They gave up 26 points per game. Okay, they did add Kyle Pitts. Okay, gotta give them that. But they lost Julio Jones, a future Hall of Famer. Okay, so all right. So the Falcons are going to score some points, but they're going to give up some points. Okay, so this game's at home against Atlanta. I got the Giants with the victory here. Okay. So now we're at what? 4 or 5. Now we're at 6-2. Okay. Then they go down to New Orleans. 6-3. Okay. James Winston's the quarterback. All right, but we've always had a tough time playing against New Orleans of late, especially when Drew Brees was the quarterback and Sean Payton's the coach and all that and everything. So although the game may not be played in New Orleans, it might be played someplace else, but we've always had a hard time against the Saints. So and the Saints were 12-4 last year. So even with Drew Brees not playing real well, okay, the Saints were still 12-4. They find ways to do it between their offense and their defense. Although the Giants may not be playing against Michael Thomas either, which will be a huge help. Okay, but I'm just going to give the nod to New Orleans. Okay, so now we're 6-3. Then we play the next game after that is the Cowboys. That's in the division, so I'm not going to go over that. All right. Then we got to play the Rams. Okay. Now last year, all right. So we're 6-3. Now we're playing the Rams. All right. So last year, all right, when we played the Rams, all right, it was in Los Angeles. We had no Saquon Barkley. We had no Sterling Shepard. Basically, we didn't have much of an offense. Okay. We lost 17-9. Okay, we were driving at the end of the game to go in for a possible tying touchdown to send the game into overtime. Daniel Jones throws an interception, threw a bad pass. Okay, it was a good interception. Give the Ram defender all the credit in the world. Great interception on his part. But the big play in that one was a broken pass, broken coverage. Cooper Kupp caught a 55-yard touchdown pass to extend the lead to 17-9. It was 10-9. Okay, the Rams only had 240 yards of total offense. 55 came on one frickin' play. Okay, the Giants outgained the Rams 295-240, and the Giants actually lost like 31 yards because of course, Daniel Jones got sacked 5 times, right? So the Giants had well over 300 yards of offense, okay, in that game. They I can't say they outplayed the Rams, but I mean they outgained them, all right. So they were in that game, and they almost got down to the end of the game. They almost tied the game, okay. And that's with no Saquon Barkley, no Sterling Shepard. They had Slayton, they had Ingram, and some, I mean, we had nobody. We had the offensive line. Daniel Jones had nobody to throw the ball to, okay, and we almost wound up pulling that one out. So I'm going to give the Giants the victory in this one. Call me crazy, okay? We're going to beat the Los Angeles Rams at home. Now we're 7-3. Carolina, okay? Carolina, they were 5-11 last year. They got Sam Darnold in there. They were 5-11. We're playing them at home, okay? I'm going to give the Giants the nod on this one, all right? Giants will be 8-3. Then we got Monday night against Kansas City, 8-4. Not even going to go over that. I mean, Giants could surprise, but I'm just going to 8-4. All right. Then we got the Las Vegas Raiders coming in. Okay. The Raiders were 8-8 last year. They were like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde last year. Last year they beat the Saints last year. Saints only lost 4 games all last year. Raiders beat them 34-24. They actually beat the Chiefs 40. Chiefs only lost twice. Raiders beat them twice. Raiders almost beat them twice. But they went in Kansas City and they beat them, okay? Then they beat the Browns. They held the Browns to 6 points, okay? Then they almost lost to the Jets, all right? And if Greg Williams didn't call an all-out blitz on the last play of the game, basically, the Jets would have beaten the Raiders, okay? Then the Raiders also went and they lost to the Falcons, who were 4-12. They lost 43-6 to the Falcons. They're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's tough to tell who's going to show up in any particular day, right? But I always know it's always difficult for somebody on the West Coast to come on the East Coast and to perform well and to win. So, you know what? It's a home game for the Giants, okay? I'm going to give them the nod. So now they're 9-4, okay? Then they have a bye week. They come back and they play Tampa Bay on Monday night. Now they're 9-5, okay? Then the next game they play is Philly, not going over division games. Then they play Miami, okay? Tua, all right, in Miami. Miami's well coached, all right, good solid team. So I'm going to give the nod to Miami. All right, so now we're 9-6, okay. Then we play the Chargers, okay, in Los Angeles. It's a tough one. That's a tough one, okay. The Chargers 7-9, didn't have like an unbelievable, phenomenal season last year, but they got Justin Herbert. Okay, and if he takes another step forward, gets a little bit better, it's going to be tough to beat him, especially on the road, all right? So I'm going to give the nod there to the Los Angeles Chargers, making the Giants 9-7. Okay, then we play Dallas, division game, not going over it. Then we're going to play in Philly, division game, not going over it. The last game of the season is against the Washington football team, division game, not going over it, okay, because I said we're going to be 4-2 in the division. So now we're 9-7. Then we play the second to last game of the year in Chicago. Okay, we're 9-7. All right. Now last year, all right, we lost 17-13 to the Chicago Bears. In the first half, we were driving. Daniel Jones threw an interception. Evan Ingram apparently ran a route in kind of in the middle of the field. I think he slipped. Daniel Jones threw the ball to him at the 24-yard line. The guy picked the pass off, and that drive was over. But if we were there, right, possibly Graham Gano maybe kicks it. We don't throw the interception. Graham Gano kicks a field goal. Maybe it's 17-16. At the end of the game, we're driving for the game-winning touchdown. We don't get in. But we got inside, I think, the 10-yard line. Right, kick a field goal there. We win the game, 19-17. Right. The Barkley got hurt that game. Okay, so he didn't play. So it's the same thing. Sterling Shepard hurt his toe. He left in the second quarter. So it's the same frickin' thing. The same offensive line with basically no weapons to throw the ball to, and we're supposed to try to win the football game. All right. And as I said, at the end of the game, we were driving. We got inside the 10-yard line to get the winning touchdown, and we just couldn't quite do it. All right, but I said, Saquon lost in that game. We lost Sterling Shepard in that game. Right, and the Giants only lost 17-13. They easily could have won that football game. I think we held the Bears scoreless in the second half. All right, so the Giants definitely could have won that game, okay? And if the Bears have a rookie quarterback in there, you know what? I'm going with the Giants. So give the Giants a nod on that one, which would put the Giants at 10-7, okay? Now, as I said, you can go one way, one way or the other. I mean, they could lose one of these games that I'm talking about easily. Easily, they could. I mean, because like look at last year when they played San Fran at home. San Fran had like almost nothing but backups and absolutely banged up, hurt, had no business coming in there and beating the Giants, and they kicked the living crap out of the Giants. So I mean, things happen. You know what I mean? I'm saying we can go one way or the other. I mean, the Giants could be 9-8. Or they could be 11-6. But what I got here, just trying to, if everything goes well, reasonably well. I mean, to say here, okay, if the Giants have no injuries whatsoever and the offensive line plays like all pro, no, that's not going to happen. The Giants are going to have injuries as we've seen all preseason long. All right, the offensive line hasn't gelled yet. Okay, I'm saying, but if things go reasonably well, like I said, like, the not that many injuries, and if the offensive line maybe starts getting better as the season goes along and everything, all right, like I kind of did last year, all right, I said maybe 10-7. I'll give them 10-7. I said, and then with 10-7, if we were to maybe keep Daniel Jones, we got those 2 good draft choices. We're gonna have 2 first-round draft choices next year, maybe. Actually pick an offensive lineman that can really do some good for us in the first round, and maybe pick another stud on defense. Because if we can't sign Jabrill Peppers, we might have to get a safety. I mean, or in the first round, if we can't sign Evan Ingram, we're gonna have to get a good tight end, maybe in the first or second round or something that maybe help replace him. But we certainly could probably use, if we can't re-sign Will Hernandez, we're definitely going to need to sign somebody for the offensive, or maybe draft somebody for the offensive line. So if we're 10-7 and we wind up keeping Daniel Jones, okay, we got enough draft picks next year that we can certainly help bolster the team to maybe the following year, 2022, okay, making, if we go from 10-7, maybe we go from 10-7 to maybe 12-5. Okay, if we can stay healthy and we can get some good draft picks in next year's draft. So that's what I got. If everything's okay, everything stays, reasonably well, what I got for the Giants' ceiling this year would be 10-7. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!